Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
Today, we are diving into something called Adlerian Therapy. It's this really powerful and honestly optimistic way of looking at personal growth that's been around for over a century, and it is fascinating. So let's get right into it. Think about therapy for a second. A lot of us picture it as, digging into all the problems of the past. But Adlerian Therapy kind of flips that whole idea on its head. It's a way more solution-focused, strength-based approach that's less about what's wrong with you and way more about what's possible for you. So where did this unique approach even come from? Well, it was developed by a guy named Alfred Adler. He was actually a contemporary of Freud, but he eventually broke away to create his own school of thought. He called it individual psychology, which is a bit of a funny name because it really emphasizes that we have to be understood as whole individuals, not just some collection of symptoms. At its heart, this therapy is both holistic, meaning it looks at your whole life, and it's goal-oriented. It's built on this belief that all of our behaviors, even the weird ones, have a purpose. The goal isn't just to talk about stuff, it's to really understand your life story so you can create real, lasting change. To really wrap your head around Adlerian therapy, you gotta look at its foundation. It's pretty much built on 5 core beliefs about who we are as people and what drives us. Let's break them down, starting with the first one. First up is holism. Adler believed you just can't separate a person into little pieces. Your thoughts, your feelings, your body, your spirit, it's all connected. It all works together. So a therapist isn't just going to focus on, say, your anxiety. They're going to look at everything, your relationships, your job, what you value, the whole picture. Second is this idea of social interest. Adler argued that fundamentally we are social creatures. Our psychological health is directly tied to feeling connected and having a desire to contribute to the people around us. When we lack that, well, that's when feelings of isolation and unhappiness can really creep in. Third, everything we do is goal-oriented. Yeah, everything. Even behaviors that seem totally negative have some kind of purpose. The classic example is a student who's always joking around and disrupting the class. The behavior is a problem, sure, but the hidden goal might be to get attention so they don't feel invisible. Therapy helps you uncover those hidden goals. The fourth belief is all about your lifestyle. Now, this isn't about what car you drive or the clothes you wear. In Adler's world, your lifestyle is your personal blueprint for life. It's this whole set of beliefs you formed when you were a little kid to make sense of everything. And those beliefs guide your actions today, a lot of times without you even realizing. For example, a mistaken belief might be part of someone's lifestyle. Something like, I must be perfect to be loved. If you're operating from that belief deep down, you might become a total perfectionist. You might overwork yourself, and you're probably terrified of failure. Adlerian therapy is all about helping you find and challenge these core beliefs that just aren't helping you anymore. And finally, there's this concept called striving for superiority. I know it sounds a little aggressive, right? But it's not about being better than other people. It's actually about overcoming our natural feelings of inferiority, that little voice that says we're not good enough, by trying to become a better version of ourselves. It's basically the engine that drives personal growth. Okay, so what does this therapy actually look like in practice? Well, the process is surprisingly structured. It unfolds in 4 really clear phases that are designed to guide you from just understanding yourself to actually taking action. It all starts with phase 1, building a solid, respectful relationship with a therapist. It's a team effort. Next, in phase 2, you do a deep dive. That's the assessment phase, where you explore your lifestyle, your earliest memories, your family dynamics. Phase 3 is all about getting those aha moments, gaining insight into your patterns. And finally, phase 4 is reorientation, where you learn and actually practice new, healthier ways of thinking and behaving. Now, Adlerian therapists use some really creative and kind of unforgettable techniques to help this whole process along. Let's look at a few of the most well-known ones. This is known simply as the question. And it is so powerful because it cuts right past the symptoms to show what purpose the problem might actually be serving. I mean, if your answer is something like, well, I guess I'd have to start looking for a new job, that suggests your problem might be conveniently helping you avoid the fear of doing just that. All right, this one has my favorite name, spitting in the client's soup. It's a metaphor, don't worry. But once a therapist helps you see the hidden payoff of a negative behavior, like procrastinating to get special attention, the behavior gets spoiled. You can still do it, of course, but it's just not as tasty anymore, because now you see the game you're playing with yourself. Then there's the push button technique, which is just incredibly empowering. A therapist will have you imagine a really happy memory and notice how that feels, and then switch to a negative one and notice that feeling. It's a simple exercise, but it proves that you are the one pushing the buttons. You have the power to influence how you feel just by choosing what you focus on. So why are we talking about a therapy that was developed in the early 1900s? Because its core ideas, things like focusing on our strengths, empowerment, and the absolute need for social connection, are, you could argue, more relevant right now than they have ever been. The benefits are just so practical. This kind of therapy helps you really understand your own patterns, which naturally boosts your confidence. It helps improve your relationships by focusing on that social interest and communication. And maybe most importantly, it's all about personal responsibility and giving you tools for real, long-term change, not just some quick fix. Ultimately, Adlerian Therapy is built on this really optimistic, really hopeful belief that we are not doomed by our past. We are the authors of our own lives. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If you really are the author, what part of your story are you ready to rewrite?
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next one.